I think we are live. Hi, ladies. Today we're going to be talking about morning routine. And actually, I have, this is a chapter of my second book on the morning routine. So you have first access to the content of my book. And also I am I'm done also doing a ebook. So those who show up live today are going to get the ebook of my chapter on morning routine. So if you're here and you want the ebook, you either you send me your email via messenger, or you can put it inside the comments. So anyways, I see Allison is there and a few other ladies. So anyways, I'm gonna start because I don't want to take too much of your time. So this is a quick training on the morning routine. Now, what is the morning routine? I believe that for us very busy moms, having a morning routine is key to our productivity and to managing our time like a boss. So in this quick training, we're going to look at the benefits of having a morning routine. I'm also going to share with you my own journey from a night owl, like a confirmed a night owl, to being an early bird. And then I'm going to give you my 11 tips to establish a morning routine, and then we'll end with some apps that can help you with your time management. So if you have a pen, have your pen handy, because at the end I'm going to give you some apps. But if you're here live, you're going to get the ebook as well. So you're going to have those apps in there. So anyways, what are the benefits of a morning routine? I believe that rushing through the morning only brings unnecessary stress to our day into our lives. So the idea with having a morning routine is to establish a set of activities that you are going to do that will prime your body and your mind for the day ahead. So a morning routine doesn't mean that you have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It only means that you will set aside some time before everyone wakes up in order for you to have some me time, some self-care time, in order to properly wake up and also to focus on activities that will empower your body and your mind. So the idea, again, is to stack a few activities, empowering activities, before everyone wakes up and that your day is disrupted by family and work responsibilities. So following a morning routine first thing in the morning means that you will have some time to reflect on your own in a quiet atmosphere and have the opportunity to organize the rest of your day. And I can tell you, like, as a super busy autism mom, I'm a single mom, I'm an autism mom, my son is severely autistic, and I am also an entrepreneur. And I can tell you that becoming an early riser, last year, actually, I just became an early riser last year, has been a game changer. It has completely, allowed me to do the things that I wanted to do with regards to not only my business, but also my self-care. It has allowed me to keep up with my self-care routine, because when COVID hit, kids were at home 24/7, and I wasn't able to keep up with my routine. And for me, that was key, because in order to stay empowered, having the not only the physical the energy, but also the energy, the vitality, and also the mental strength, to continue parenting my severely autistic son. For me, self-care is key. So anyways, I believe that waking up early is a habit that as super busy moms, I encourage all my moms, all my clients, to incorporate a morning routine, because I believe it's key for the productivity. And even if we look at, most of the successful people out there have a morning routine, and they credit the activities that they do in the early morning before everyone wakes up as pillars to their days, and as pillars to their success. So let's look at how we can incorporate this routine. So I'll go first with my own experience, so that maybe can give you some ideas. So my own experience, I've always admired people who woke up early. People who were able to wake up early and who were able to get in their routines. I always admire them. And for the longest time, one of my New Year's resolutions for like every single year was to wake up early. It was to incorporate a morning routine. That was like a New Year's resolution every single year for at least 10 years. And I always started, I started a couple of days and I always give up. Or I started even once, I did it for a week, but I always gave up. And I think that, and yeah, the other thing too is like I read books. I read at least 3 books. There's one that is called The American Morning by Hal Elrod. There's another one that is called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. So I wrote all these books, but I had trouble actually implementing the morning routine. I would start and then I would give up because I found that it was too hard. So anyways, I realized that I needed a strong enough, a compelling reason to start my morning routine. And of course, when COVID hit, as I was saying, when COVID hit, the kids were at home 24/7. My son, who's severely autistic, who needs constant supervision, he would wake up at the same time that he would go to school. So I didn't have time for me. I didn't have time for self-care. And for me, as I said, self-care is non-negotiable. It's extremely important to keep up with my self-care routine. And the only time that I found that I could do this was in the early morning. So that was my strong why. I needed to keep up with my self-care routine, and the only time that I had was in the morning. So that was one of my whys. The other why that I had, the other compelling reason was that my running club, they run as a club, as a group in the morning, like early in the morning. So they in the summer they would get up, they would go to the track and they would run at 6:30 in the morning. So for me, running with these people was very empowering. So I said to myself, well, if I want to go to the track at 6:30 in the morning, I need to wake up at least an hour before. So those were my two strong enough whys. And of course, that was one thing, to have a why. And the other thing was also try to destroy the limiting belief that I was a night owl, because for at least 20 years since I started university, I have been a night owl. I had been a night owl. I would go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, and it was very hard for me, as I said, to incorporate a morning routine. But I try to find ways to destroy this limiting belief that I was a night owl. And one of the ways that I found was to visualize myself, how empowered I would feel if I would take an hour before everyone woke up, and then I did different activities to empower my body and my mind. How would I feel if I did a workout in the morning, for example, or I did some journaling to prepare for my day ahead. So I visualized myself, how I would be feeling after having this power hour, in the morning. So those were the ways that I kind of switched around my bad habit of not being able to wake up early. And I started, I think it was in I think it was in August that I started this experiment. So I started in August. I started on Thursday. And actually, I did it cold turkey. I put my alarm at 5 o'clock in the morning one day, and I said, okay, today I'm waking up at 5. And the first Thursday, I woke up, I went to the truck with my teammates, and it was good. The Friday after, the day after, I actually woke up by myself without the need of an alarm. But then the weekend came, and that was tough. I could not keep up with my morning routine. But then again, I started, I remember my why, that, I needed to have this time for me in order to be empowered for the rest of the day. And then on the Monday, I came back, and I was able to wake up early. And then I become an early riser ever since. And now we're in March. And since August, I've been waking up early. So that's been my experience. Now, I set my alarm at 5, but it doesn't mean that you have to set your alarm at 5. What you need to do is figure out, what time you need to get up before everyone else, so that you can have some time to incorporate some empowering activities. So let's look now at the tips. I'm going to give you some tips that can help you establish your morning routine. So number 1 is to establish your unstoppable you wake up time. And again, as I said, this means that you have to find what is the time that you would need to have at least an hour before everyone wakes up. So for example, if your kids wake up at 7:30 in the morning and you need half an hour to prepare the lunches and prepare everything, that means that at 7, you need to finish your morning routine at 7. So that means that if you want to have an hour before 7, you need to wake up at 6. So that is your unstoppable you wake up time, where you are going to wake up and you're going to have at least an hour for you, your me time. You're going to have an hour before you start making the lunches and you start waking up everybody else. So you need to figure out what is your wake up time. Number 2 is that you need to establish your own unstoppable you activity sequence, because everyone will have different activities that they find empowering. So everyone is different. So it's up to you to find out what are those activities that will empower your body and your mind. What are your interests? What are your needs? And although I recommend some core activities like working out, taking a cold shower, or journaling, it's up to you to decide what do you think are your self-care activities that you would like to incorporate in your morning routine. So it's up to you to decide what are these activities. Number three is to go to bed earlier. Try to go to bed earlier and establish an evening routine. So having an evening routine will help you relax before you go to bed, and will help you, just wind down and relax the body before you go to bed. So having an evening routine is similar to having a morning routine. It just is stacking different calming activities, activities that are going to calm your nervous system before you actually close your eyes. So for example, my calming routine, my evening routine, which is a calming routine, is I begin my routine by making myself a chamomile tea, some herbal tea that is going to help me relax. And then about an hour to an hour before I actually close my eyes, I start closing the screen. So that means closing the computer, closing my phone, closing the TV. Why? Because the light the blue light that is emitted by all the screens destroy the production of melatonin. And melatonin is the hormone that helps you relax, that helps relax the body. So you don't want to mess up with the production of melatonin. So that's why it is recommended, experts recommend that you start closing all the screens at least an hour and a half to an hour before you actually are in bed, so that you can relax. So I start with my tea, herbal tea, then I close my screens, then I go up to my room. And in my room, I have a mat. I have a yoga mat. And I either do some light stretching or some light yoga. And then after that, it only takes me like 10 minutes. Then after that, I put on my pajamas, I wash my face, put my cream, and then I get into the bed. I get into the bed, and then once I'm in bed, I took out my journal. I have a journal where two things that I use the journal for. I use it to brain dump ideas, or if I've been feeling stressed out or overwhelmed, I write down what I have been feeling. And also I use it as a way to recall the wins for the day. So what were the wins? What were the good things that happened? So I use it to recall that. And also I use it to goal set, to set my goals for the next day, to set my intentions for the next day. So this relaxes me, because when I know what are my three top objectives for the next day, I know what I need to focus on. So this relaxes me. So journaling is a great tool for goal setting. So I journal. Sometimes I read a book, or read a couple of pages of a book, or I use an app to do a guided meditation. There's a lot of apps that give you a guided meditation. That is the only time that I would use my phone before I go to bed. If I use a guided meditation for just to relax, meditation or mindfulness, just to relax the mind. So the idea of having an evening routine is that you want to, when you are actually in bed, ready to go to bed, your nervous system is calmed down. So you want to have establish an evening routine, and this is going to help you to wake up earlier, because you're going to have a better quality sleep when you have an evening routine. So that was number 3. So just recap. Number 1 is to establish your unstoppable wake up time. What time are you going to wake up in order to have at least an hour before everyone else wakes up, and before you start getting busy with house chores or work. So you have to establish what time do you need to wake up. And I mean, it doesn't need to be that you have to wake up at 4 or 5. It just, as long as you have at least an hour for you, an hour of me time, of self-care time, so that you can incorporate activities that are going to empower your body and empower your mind. Number 2 is to establish what are the activities that you are going to incorporate in that time. What is your morning activity sequence? And as I said, I can give you some core elements of a morning routine, but it's up to you to decide what is it. What are those activities that are going to empower you? Number 3, go to bed earlier and establish an evening routine, what we just talked about. Number 4 is to avoid the snooze button. And I cannot tell you how this is key, because when you hit the snooze and then you go back to bed for another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, this confuses your body. It confuses your body when you hit the snooze button. So if you can, the ideal would be that you put your phone or your alarm in another room or far away from the bed, so that you have to get up you have to get up in order to stop the alarm. And this will help you not hit the snooze. So ideally, do not avoid the snooze button. Number 5 is to don't check your phone when you wake up. Avoid scrolling through social media. Why? Because this is a distraction. It's going to distract you. And what you want is to have this time for you, this me time for you, where you are going to be focused on you. And when you're scrolling through social media, instead of focusing on yourself, you're focusing on the lives of others. And you want this power hour to be for you, just for you, and to empower your body and to empower your mind. So, scrolling through social media is going to distract you, and you do not want that. The other thing is to drink. So when you wake up, ideally, if you can prepare yourself a glass of warm water with lemon, this is great. Warm water with a juice of a lemon. This is great for your digestive system. So if you can do that, hydrate. And if you cannot do that, just drink a glass of water, but hydrate. Make sure that you are hydrated, before you start your activities. Number 7 is to start your morning with gratitude. And I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to have a gratitude practice, ideally in the morning, so that you can start your morning on a positive note and empowered. I have a very easy, gratitude practice, like very quick gratitude practice. Just list, or either I write it on my journal or I tell myself 3 things that I'm grateful for the day. And it can be as easy as, I am grateful that my kids are healthy. I am grateful that I have food and shelter. I am grateful that I have the health to go for a walk. Anything that will put you in a gratitude state will put you on a positive state and an empowered state. So, I would suggest that you incorporate a gratitude practice into your morning routine. And if you are a Tony Robbins fan, you know that he has a priming routine. And I think he has that on YouTube. You can go and check priming with Tony Robbins. You will find his YouTube video. I think it's a 10-minute video where he does his gratitude practice, his priming practice. Number 8, exercise. If you can, incorporate some type of workout in your morning routine, I guarantee you that it's going to empower you. Exercising fills your bloodstream with feel-good chemicals, like endorphins, dopamine. You will feel happier, you will feel energized, you will feel accomplished. The research is clear that exercising is one of the best tools to put you on a happy mood. So if you can exercise, that it doesn't have to be an hour exercise. It can be 10 minutes, whatever that you can do. If you can go for a quick walk, if you can do for a quick jog, do some cycling indoors, or a YouTube exercise video, anything that will get your blood flowing is going to put you on a happy state. And those of you who are on my mailing list, last week I sent to you a list of apps, fitness apps, and fitness YouTube channels that you can use in order to incorporate physical activity into your morning routine. If you can do 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, but do at least something that is going to you're going to be moving your body, and that you are going to be feeling those endorphins. So exercise is key to incorporate in your morning routine if you can. Number 9, try meditation or a mindfulness activity as well in your morning routine. Why? Because meditation encourages deep breathing, which in turn encourages the relaxation response in your body. Now, practicing meditation as well is great to practice focus. So it will help you focus better during the day. And when it comes to mindfulness is a state of being in the present moment. And one of the ways that you can get into a mindfulness state is to focus on the senses. So focus on the sounds, focus on the sights, focus on the movement. And one of the things that I have incorporated in my morning routine, one of the things that I do in my morning routine is I take a bath. As soon as I wake up, I take a warm bath, a warm Epsom salts bath. And I practice my mindfulness there. I do like a 10 to 15 minute bath, and I'm just there, just relaxing, just listening to the water, just smelling the foam bath, just feeling the water in my body. And this just relaxes the mind. It declutters the mind. So having some mindfulness time for you is key as well. And if you can incorporate it into your morning routine, it's going to help you relax. It's going to help the mind declutter and relax. The other thing, another practice that you can do is to optimize your mindset by fitting it with positivity and motivation. Last week on my live, we talked about mindset, and I told you how important it is, or how important I have found that it's super important to be able to feed your mind with positivity as much as you can. And if you can do that in your morning routine, that is amazing, because it's going to put you again on an empowered state. It's going to optimize your mindset, and it's going to help you begin your morning on a positive note. So as I said last time, I listen every time that I'm doing a house chore, or that I'm driving, or that I am even working out. I listen to something, whether it's an inspiring podcast, whether it's a TEDx talk, a book, an audio book on personal growth and development, or I listen to a course, anything that is going to empower you. It's going to put you in a great state for the day ahead. So optimize your mindset. You can do this while you're working out, while you're preparing the lunches for your kids, but listen to something empowering in the morning, early morning, so that you're feeling empowered. Number 11, the last one, is to visualize your day and plan your biggest goals. And you can do this by journaling. As I said, I have a journaling practice, and it doesn't take that long, 5 minutes max. I just sit down, and then I visualize my day. I visualize my 3 top objectives for the day, and I have 3 different areas. I have an area which is the professional business area. Another one is the family and house area, and another one is for my self-care. So I have 3 goals. 3 big goals for the day, max. And then I visualize myself at the end of the day having completed these goals, and how empowered and accomplished I feel. And I write them down. I write the goals, and I write down as well, I write down when in the day I'm going to accomplish these goals. So that way I know what to expect, and I'm ready for the day ahead. So those were my tips. Now just give me another 5 minutes to finish up. So I'm going to give you the apps that will help you become an early riser, and also time management apps. So if you have a pen, some of the apps, but if you're here live, you're going to get the ebook anyways, where I list those apps. So the apps that there's an app called Alarmy. And this is an app that will help you get out of bed immediately. Why? Because it helps you get up early, and it refuses to turn off. unless you do some activity. So for example, they ask you to take a picture of an item in your house, or they ask you to solve a math problem. So they get you busy before it turns off. So it's a good app if you don't want to hit the snooze button. So it's called Alarmy. The other one is called Morning Routine Habit Tracker. And this app lets you set different tasks to get your body, what does it say? To get your body and your mind working as soon as you wake up, so that you can set different tasks for that. There's another app called Calm. And this app is specifically for meditation and mindfulness. So they have, different guided meditations and mindfulness activities that you can do. So let's say if you only have 5 minutes, you can use this app. It has different times that you can do, guided meditation. So it's a great app. I use it in the morning and I use it in the evening as well, in my evening routine. There's another app that is called Todoist, Todoist. And this is a time management app that you can help to boost your productivity, by scheduling, tracking, and managing your tasks during the day. And the last one is called the Loop Habit Tracker. And this app can help you build good morning habits by giving you prompts and reminders to keep up with your activities. So this is the little training that I wanted to give you on a morning routine. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. I don't have a lot of battery in my phone, so I'm going to try to answer your questions as much as I can. So Antonia is saying, when I wake up, I only go on my phone for guided meditation and YouTube exercise. That's perfect. That's perfect, Antonia. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, for you use it for guided meditation. You have that, the mindfulness and meditation activity and the YouTube exercises as well, or, an app, exercise app. That is perfect. Yeah, that's great. So in conclusion, what I want to say is for me, becoming a morning person has been a game changer, especially in this times of COVID, where the kids have been at home, and I have felt sometimes I felt so helpless because I could not breathe. But having a morning routine, having at least an hour or even half an hour before everyone wakes up, allows me to keep up with my self-care routine. And for me, as you know, I always keep saying self-care is non-negotiable. And if during the day you don't have time for self-care, try to incorporate the self-care habits in your morning routine if you can, and in the evening routine, because an evening routine is going to help you relax and it's going to wind, your body. You're going to be feeling relaxed before you go to bed. So these are my tips. So if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to let you go. And for those who were here live, I'm going to be sending you my morning routine for moms ebook. So I'll see who was there and if I have your emails. And if not, I will let you know either in the chat or I'll send you a message via Messenger. But I think most of you are on my list, email list. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. And again, thank you for being in this group. And I'm always happy and grateful that you're here. And thank you for being here. I'm happy to be serving you. And again, if you have any questions, put them in the chat or send me a message via Messenger and I will answer your questions. So I see Allison. Bye, Allison. Antonia, Chamsi, thank you so much for being here. And those of you who are live, you are going to be getting my new ebook on morning routine for the busy mom. So I hope to see you next week. And bye-bye. I see Claudia as well. She's in Malta. All right. So thank you very much, ladies, for being live. And I'll be sending you your ebook. You're going to get it in your inbox. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.